Sorry about that last video cutting off abruptly. For some reason my microphone stopped working and it was too far into the video to restart it. So I just kind of finished it and then we'll just pick up here hopefully. We gotta love technology. Again, can't beat that face-to-face teaching. So we were at x plus 7 minus 2 is the same as 3x minus 7 for James and Luna. And so again, we want to combine like terms, which are these constants right here. So 7 minus 2 would be 5. So we have x plus 5 is the same as 3x minus 7. So now I want to move my numbers over here and my variables over here. So I'm going to add a 7 to get rid of it on this side. So whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So 5 plus 7 is 12. So now I have x plus 12 is the same as 3x minus 0, which we really know is the same as just being 3x. So now I need to get rid of this x right here. So minus x here, we'll get that to 0. So this is just going to be plain 12. And then minus an x over here. If I had 3 x's and then I take an x away, I now have 2 x's. So 12 is the same as 2x. So I need to split that, divide that by 2, because when you're multiplying with a variable, to undo it, you do the inverse, which is division. So if I divide by 2 here, I need to divide by 2 here. So 6 equals x. So then the question says, how much money do James and Luna have in all? So I would put that 6 back up here in each of these. So that's 4 groups of 6, which means they have $24. So when I write that out as 24, I need the fourth letter, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that goes up here in our puzzle. And so now I don't know if he just thinks that we can come up with it from here because there aren't any other letters in here. So what time do ducks wake up? Well, if we see a U here, that makes me think that there might be a Q here. So, and we're talking about ducks, this might be the word quack. So if they're waking up, they might wake up at the quack of dawn. I don't know. Pretty funny. So that is the riddle puzzles. Then when we come down to this who am I, it talks about a triangle. So one thing you need to know about a triangle is that no matter what your triangle looks like, that all 3 angles add up. These 3 angles here and these 3 angles here, or if you had a big triangle like this, these 3 angles, the angles of a triangle always add up to 180. So we know that angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is going to be the same as 180. So once we know that, it says I am the number of degrees in one angle of a triangle. So here's one angle, and we'll just call it A for the angle. The second angle is half my size. So when I picture that, I kind of picture it like here, and this is the angle, but the third one is only half of it. So we're only dealing with this part here. We're not dealing with this section. So we have half of an A, and then it says the third angle is 35 degrees more than me. So that means we have A plus 35 more, and that's going to get us our same as 180. So now I I'm going to put that 180 on the bottom. So now as I'm solving this, okay, I think about, well, if this is 35, then we know that this part of 180 is 35. So we can kind of cross those out. So what does that leave us here with our number bond? Because we have 180 minus 35. So that would be 145 is here. So that means I need to take 145 and split it equally between 2.5 places. So to divide it evenly between those 2.5, that would be like 145 divided by 2.5. So I'm fine with you using a calculator for this measurement, or we can do it pretty easily with the 25 if we remember that we have to swoop, there it is, swoop, there it is. So now, because I like dividing by 25s because it's like using quarters. So 25, if I think about 145 cents, how many quarters would be in that? Well, 150 cents would be 6. So we're only going to be able to use 5. So 5 would be $1.25. 5 quarters, right, is $1.25. That leaves us with 20 cents left over. That's good. That's less than 25. We bring down the 0. How many quarters are in $2 or 200 cents? 8. So we have 8 times 25 is 200. So what that tells me is that A is 58. So angle A has to be 58. That tells me angle, this one would have to be half of A, which would be, sorry, 29 degrees. And then this one would be 59 plus 35. So 59 plus 35. So we have 9 plus 5. 9 plus 5 is 14. So that would be 94. So angle 1 of our triangle is 58. Angle 2 is 29. And angle 3 is 94. And let's check to see if that gets us to 180. So this is 17 plus 4 more would be 21. This is 9 plus 9, 181. So I'm 1 angle off. Darn it. I found my mistake. It's not 59 plus 35. It should be 58 plus 35. So this should be 93, which makes this 93, which makes this 180. So the question says the third angle is what number am I? So it's the number of degrees in one angle. This should be 58 right here. Then this one says the sides of a rectangle have a ratio of 3 to 10. The area of the rectangle is 480. So I just kind of drew the rectangle here, and I kind of pictured it way longer than it was wide. Here's my 3, then my 10 would be up here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I drew it like this. It tells me that the area is 480, so that tells me inside here. So then I am thinking, okay, what numbers times what number would get me 480? So I just started listing some of their factors. And again, lots of strategies to this. And I'm kind of picturing in the back of my head the fact that this number has to be 3/10. So when I do like, this could be 1 to 480, but then that ratio would be 1 to 480, not 3 to 10. So then I did 2 and 240. Again, that's 1 to 120, not 3 to 310. So then I kind of skipped forward. Well, what about 5? Because I knew it ended in a 0. I knew I could divide it by 5. So 5 was 5 and 96. So 5/96. Then I looked at 6 because I knew I could divide 48 by 6. That was 80. And if I think about the ratio of 6 to 80, divide by 2, that's 3. Divide by 2, I'm at 3 to 40. So I'm kind of getting closer. I'm not 1 to 480. So I know I'm getting a little closer. So I just keep going. I don't think I can divide 7 by 480, but I know I can divide 8. So that's 60. Again, if I check the ratio of 8 to 60, if I simplify that, divide them both by 2, that would be 4 to 30. Divide those both by 2, that's 2 to 15. So I'm getting closer to 3 to 10. I can't divide them by 9 because 4 plus 8 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. The digital root is not 9, so I know I can't divide it by 9, but I can divide it by 10. So 10 times what gives me 480? 10 times 48. That ratio would be 5 to 24. So the next one I know I can't do 11. I can do 12. 12 divided by 480. The other one would be 40. So then I have 12 to 40. If I divide both of those by 4, I get 3 to 10. So that tells me that when I have 12 over here, that's like I have 3, 3, 3. When I have 40 up here, that's like I have 3, 3, 3. Nope. Sorry. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And this is 4, sorry. So I have the ratio of 3 4s to 10 4s, 12 to 40. So now I know the sides. The question then says I am the perimeter of the rectangle. So to find the perimeter, I'm going to add 40 and 12 to get 52, and then I'm going to double it so that I get all 4 sides for the perimeter. So that's 4 and 10, 104 would be my answer for this here. The next one, split decision. Who planted a lower percentage of roses? Kyle planted 15 roses and 22 daisies. Jenny planted 62 roses and 88 daisies. Well, the first thing I see is I want to make them like terms. I want them so that I can compare them to each other. And right now, I could find their percentages, or an easier way, I think, since I notice that I have 88 and 22 as my denominators, because I have 15 out of 22, or 15 to 20 or 62 88ths. What if I change this to 88? So times 4 times 4, and I think 2 15s is 30, so 2 groups of 30 is 60. So this tells me I had 60 compared to 88, and this one's 62 compared to 88. So this one would be a lower percentage because it's a lower number of roses when I'm comparing them in similar situations. So this one, Kyle, would be the split decision. And then for this one, what is the value of z in the following equation? Actually, I'm going to stop here, and this one can be done on video 3.